going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope you guys have all had a great Wednesday, and I hope you guys are ready for a live one quarterback startup mock draft for the 2023 Dynasty Fantasy Football season. Super excited to be here with you guys tonight. Super excited to hop into another mock draft with you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button on the way in. All we do here is free fantasy football content all year round. Dynasty, redraft, best ball, we do all of it. So hit that subscribe button on the way in. Hit that like button on the way in if you guys are new to the channel, or if you guys are not new to the channel. But most importantly, hop in the live chat. Let me know what's popping. Let me know how you guys are doing. Any fantasy football topics, redraft, dynasty, best ball, whatever it may be, any NFL topics, get it going. We're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to talk some fantasy football. So, yeah, like I said, a single quarterback dynasty draft tonight. Practicing for our upcoming Catch Fam 1QB Dynasty League. So you guys will see some trades across the board. That is, those are actual trades from our single quarterback Dynasty League. Outside of that, this is a tight end premium league. We're playing 3 wide receivers, 2 flex spots. So, I mean, really nothing too crazy. So, yeah, this is going to be a good draft. Let's hop into it. I'm going to give one last warning on Discord, and then we'll get going here, guys. All right, so that should be good to go. So we'll kick off in about 2 minutes here. So, yeah, no real NFL news that we need to go over tonight. Nothing really like fantasy relevant that we need to go over. I mean, we're just at that point in the off season where there's not going to be a whole lot popping up. So, yeah, nothing to go over there. We'll just kind of sit back and get this started in a minute here. So, let me make sure everything's good to go. And yeah, let's see who's up in the live chat. Vincent, what's going on, my dude? Good to see you. I saw you in the comments earlier. Definitely good to see you back and active in the community. What's going on? Hope you're doing fantastic. J-Dub's in the house. What's going on, man? Yep, Heat pulled it out. I stayed away from that game. Made me nervous. I mean, I actually liked Boston at home, but back in my mind, I just don't want to bet against the Heat right now. They are playing very good, as they showed tonight. They are a scary team. I think they literally have a chance to go all the way. So, yeah, good game. I mean, tomorrow we get some good hockey. See what the Hurricanes can do against the Panthers. But NBA playoffs, NHL playoffs have definitely been exciting so far. Taylor, what's going on, man? How we doing tonight? What's up? What's up? Okay. So, I will make a note in terms of the trades across the board. There have been issues before when we've done mock drafts with trades on the board and those particular users not being in the actual mock. So there might be some trial and error tonight. We'll try and get it hashed out. But if you guys did choose a team with a trade, just be aware that there might be some issues on the board. So those of you guys in the chat, try and help me out and try and keep everything organized, and we'll kick this off in just a minute here. So last time it wasn't too big of a deal, but we did have that pop up a couple times with those who were selecting from spots they acquired through trade. So like I said, we'll see what happens, but we'll sit back another minute here, and then we'll get this thing kicked off. So let me know in the live chat, what quarterback in a single quarterback dynasty league, like, who was your guy? Okay, and I mean, you don't have to give like a simple like Mahomes, Josh Allen type answer. Who's that guy that you just really want? Okay, it could be anyone, even if it's a second quarterback on your roster. All right, let's get it going. We've got mostly green dots here. Draft is underway, ladies and gentlemen. And if you guys missed your first round pick, you guys can just hop back in. But it looks like just about everyone is here. So I'm going to be kind of, let me change the draft settings. It looks like at the moment you have 2 minutes to pick. Sorry, some of the normal settings that we go through don't carry over when I do it through the actual league. Okay. There you go, Shane. I mean, you've still had more than 30 seconds, but it'll be okay. But yeah, I'll try and keep an eye on things here. Like, on the board right now, at the 1.2, isn't that technically be like chunk? Yeah. So, Chunk, you're on the board. Let me know if it lets you select or not. I don't think it's going to. So, let's pause this. And then, Chunk, if you're in here... Okay, yeah, so it's not letting you pick. All right, so I've got the sleeper chat pulled up too. Just let me know who you want right here. Jamar, okay. Boom. And draft's back underway. Okay, not too bad. We'll just kind of go through that a couple times throughout the draft. So just make sure you guys are staying active in the sleeper chat. It's probably the easiest way to do it, but we could do it through YouTube as well. So now I'm interested to see if... Okay. Yeah, so Michael's in here, so that went through. That's no problem. Okay. Vincent, Devontae Adams starting to cause friction in Vegas. Buyers beware. That's going to be a dumpster. Yeah, I mean, we've seen some back and forth reporting on that so far. Like, and there was like a post Devontae Adams made on Instagram, kind of like squashing the beef. So I don't know really what's going on there. I think Adams will be fine. But I guess I'm a little bit queasy about the situation. We'll have to sit back and kind of see what happens there. But I'm not going to worry too much about Adams. I mean, he played with some very mediocre quarterbacks last year and still was able to pull through. So I'm not going to worry too much. But I can certainly understand if there are managers out there who are worried about the situation. Tough pick right here because, like, I mean, C-Mac's on the board. Kind of hard to pass him up, but I'm going to go with my favorite receiver on the board. I'm going to go Amon-Ra St. Brown. All right, so now it should be B-Tan on the board, right? All right, so just let me know. Yep, just let me know who you want. I already know it's not going to let you guys pick, so just let me know in the chat who you guys want. And then I will just manually set it. That's just how what to do. We'll probably avoid doing... like, we can do these off air. That's no big problem. Or no big deal, I should say. But we'll probably avoid doing the mocks with trades on live stream just so we don't have to go through this every single time. All right, Waddle. Fair enough. And draft is back underway. There we go. Chase, what's going on, my dude? Hello, hello. Cats accidentally joined at the 1.6 instead of 2.5, thinking it was Super Flex. My bad, bro. I know I sent out a link earlier originally for the Super Flex League by accident, so my bad if that messed you up. But still good practice to see where players are going off the board and whatnot. It's too late to switch spots, unfortunately. Thomas, what's going on, man? Hello, hello. Yeah, luckily the trades will be gone after a couple rounds. So, I mean, it looks like Chunk will have one pick in the 9th round as well. So, but we'll survive, guys. We'll be all right. All right, so this is what, like our 3rd or 4th mock we've done for the single quarterback league. Man, this is it's just tough to pass up Austin Eckler right here. I'm going to start out heavy receiver tonight. I'll go Cooper Kupp here. But yeah, I mean, tough to pass up Christian McAfee at 1.9. Tough to pass up Eckler at 2.4, even in a Dynasty format. But a lot of good players there. I'll take a veteran in Cooper Kupp to kind of round out the Amon-Ra St. Brown selection. But being that we're playing 3 wide receivers, I'm happy with that pick, hands down. All right. Okay, so Cinnabon wanted Metcalf. That's really weird, though, that since you're in the draft, it's not letting you pick. But there you go. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention because I figured it would let you pick because we hadn't had that issue yet. So, all right, we'll just work with it, and we'll keep going through things here. Derek, what's going on, my dude? Good to see you in the house. Hello, hello. I guess I should add in the title of the stream that this is with trades. Yeah, just kind of like spam me if you guys are having issues. And then we'll go through. All right, I'm just going to put that in the title so people don't come in here and like wonder what the heck is going on. All right. Trades are on the board tonight, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting wild. All right, so now I'm interested to see, like, I'm just on my toes. I feel like I can't pay attention to anything except for the draft board, which is okay. But now I'm interested to see if it'll let J-Dubs pick here or not. It's just weird that it randomly stopped letting, like, Cinnabon pick. I'll just kind of sit back and manage the draft board tonight. Okay, so J-Dubs could pick. Yeah, Sleeper, I mean, it can definitely be up and down, guys. I still think it's a great platform and the best platform for us to run our mocks off of. But, yeah, every now and then I don't understand why this stuff comes up. But, oh, well, we're into the third round. We'll survive. Like I said, I'll just stay kind of glued to both chats here and the draft board. It's just weird that... And I also have never liked the layout of how they do the trades. I mean, it's easier if you just click on a team, you can see where they're at, you know. But it just... I don't know. I never liked the way they do this layout. I don't know why. Confuses me. All right. Like I said, though, we're into the third round. We'll roll here. We'll be okay. All right, a couple rookie receivers starting off the board here. After JSN win the second round, got Johnston and Addison gone here in the third round. All right, I got to actually look at the board here and decide what I want to do with this next pick. I feel like for whatever reason in single quarterback, I have less of a problem going like with a win now squad, which is probably an issue. But for whatever reason, I don't have... Maybe it's just because like you only have to worry about one quarterback. I don't know. I'm just not as concerned overall about my team not being as youthful. Do you guys think that's bad? No worries, Cinnabon. Let me know what's up, man. All right, Astra on the clock here, 3.7. Okay, so it looks like Cinnabon was good to go there. I'm going to do it tonight. Give me Kelsey. I never get Kelsey. Like I said, I might be a little bit on the win now side of things. I mean, to a degree, like I still have Amon Ra on this team. Give me Kelsey. I'm so nervous about the draft board right now. I'm not going to lie. I don't want your guys' draft to be messed up. J-Dub says he wanted the late stack. I don't know if Kelsey would have fell out that far. Kat says he didn't mean to take Andrews. But, I mean, that definitely hurts the tight end depth at the moment. There's John's over here showing off tonight. I'm not trying to. Speezy gets hit with the auto pick. We've got Lamar Jackson as the second quarterback off the board. Interesting. Speezy, you have like 20 seconds if you want me to change that to another quarterback who's not Jalen Hurts. We'll see what happens. The moment you can have Allen or Burrow. But it looks like maybe your app is messing up because we're missing you in the draft as well. You know what? I'm making an executive decision. All right, draft's back underway. We've had too many hiccups in the draft to have Lamar as the second quarterback off the board. We got to keep the ADP somewhat realistic here. All right, so who's number 8? So you're probably not able to draft. So let's keep the draft paused. Jacobs, you got it. Okay, I guess I'm on the board. Oh, let's go quarterback. Let's get tight end and quarterback out of the way. You're good, Speezy. I gave you Allen over Lamar, though. But yeah, let's get quarterback and tight end out of the way early. Get 2 stud receivers, and let's see if we can shake this thing out. Vincent, full PPR, Jefferson, Kupp, and Chase are kept. Beautiful. Who are the first 4 picks, in your opinion? I picked number 4. Full PPR, probably JJ, Chase, and then depending on your league, Bijan and C-Mac. Like, Christian McAfee could go at 1.3. Bijan could go at 1.4. I mean, literally, just those 4 guys, right? Like, any of those guys, I think, will go off the board as the first 4 selections. So, it really depends on who you're drafting with. But, yeah, it looks like you have 2 of the top 4 selections already. I don't know if Bijan and C-Mac will make it out to you. If I'm you, I'm probably seeing if Eckler falls out. And if he does not, I might just pick up Kelsey right there. You know, I mean, you're pretty much set at wide receiver, Vincent. So I think you have to go running back or tight end. But yeah, I mean, starting your year with JJ, Kupp, and Chase as in a keeper league, full PPR, yeah. I mean, you're in a great spot. Oh, I see what you're saying now. You don't have those 3. I was going to say, I mean, that is like, I don't know how that happened. Like, some leagues, you have keepers that or players that you're able to keep, like, over multiple years. But, okay, I get what you're saying. Those guys are not eligible. They're already kept by other managers. Okay. Then, yeah, that makes matters a lot worse because, A, you don't have 3 amazing receivers, but also, B, now I don't think that you'll land Bijan or Eckler. Well, and also, I mean, let me know, of course, if C-Mac and Eckler are keepers or not. But, I mean, there's a small chance that you're in a league that fades Bijan, but I don't know. With Chase and JJ already being gone, and I'm assuming they were taken in later rounds, right? But if they were taken super early, then that's one thing. But so your keeper's Garrett Wilson, the 13th. I mean, great value there, but it's just going to depend on what receivers are available, you know. And probably the best value is to see if a guy like Eckler is available, in my opinion, there at 1.4. Or you can go with a power move. Just take it like someone with a ton of upside like Gibbs. I mean, oh, man. I mean, you got a pretty late second-round pick, so maybe Gibbs falls out there. But I think by the time you're actually drafting, he probably won't be. Who do you realistically think will be around? Nate, what would you predict my Seahawks record is this season? Where would you rank our offense? I actually am pretty optimistic about the Seahawks this year. I think they have... You know, it just depends on, like, the Niners' quarterback play, which, I mean, I, like, believe in Brock Purdy, but it depends on how things shake out there. And if the Niners end up having a disappointing season in any regard, then I actually think the Seahawks, you know, with what they were able to do in the draft, have a strong chance of winning that division. But either way, a very, very, very good chance at making the playoffs in general, so... Overall record, I think they're winning at least 10, if not 11 games this year. I'm pretty optimistic overall, undoubtedly, about the Seahawks this year. All right, let's see. Man, I just don't feel great. So I'm gonna take Brandon Ayuk because I want Brandon Ayuk. I don't know. The players I was looking at are like way against ADP, which I mean I don't think is like the worst case scenario, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm probably gonna go running back at 6.4. Taylor says the ADP is cheeks. It is a little bit different in the single quarterback dynasty format, for sure. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to go running back with this next pick, aren't I? All right, Speezy gets the auto pick again. I'll make sure he doesn't get a fourth running back this early. All right, so it should be Michael's pick. Michael, let me know if you have any issues. And we can pause the draft and get it fixed for you. Okay, you got Deontay. Looks like you're good. I have a feeling it's going to give Speezy Derrick Henry. So I'm ready to make a different selection. Chunks on the board here. Okay. All right, there we go. No Derrick Henry. All right, I'll go Rashad White. It felt like dirty not picking Derrick Henry there, but I don't know. Long term, I don't know. I mean, I don't really feel like I have to justify that. You see some other running backs taken before him, but it still feels dirty. Thomas, John Lynch said he's scared of Seattle. I mean, they have a very good team on paper. And I think they, like I said, I think they had a very successful draft as well. J-Dub says wide receiver is getting brutal. Cinnabon, look at my wide receiver room. Oh, gosh. Higgins, Metcalf, Moore, Brown, Ridley is ridiculous. Didn't he go crazy at receiver last time he did a single quarterback draft as well? Yeah, J-Dub says it's the same as last time. Catterick going with the heavy tight end strat again. Okay. Let's go, let's go. It is tight end premium. For those of you guys who are in the single quarterback league, how are you feeling at this point in time? Because I know we talked about starting our draft before the Superflex leagues start. And I feel like we all just have like... I don't know. I don't want to say no idea, but it's definitely a little bit of a different challenge because we don't have nearly as much practice with this style, or with this format, I should say. Yeah, Cat's definitely pushing tight end up the board. As we approach the 7th round. Cinnabon's back on the clock at 7.8. It looks like... Wait, who has this pick? Shouldn't that be like Chunk's pick? This is Spencer. See, like, it just confuses me the way they do that layout. Yeah, this 9.4 pick makes no sense to me. I don't know who that belongs to. Cinnabon, the one QB league feels more active right now, so it's fun for me. More fun for me. I definitely think the one QB league is going to be a lot of fun. I feel like there's a little bit less pressure. I mean, you just get your guy, get a backup, and then we get to move along. Where in Superflex, it's like, oh my goodness. I need to draft 3 quarterbacks as soon as possible. All right, there goes Kincaid. A lot of tight ends gone so far. I don't know what I'm going to do with this next pick. Might go running back, might go receiver. But like, it does feel good having tight end and quarterback out of the way. And just being able to kind of sit back and load up at the other positions. You guys know Pacheco's my boy. You know, let's just do it. We're going win now tonight. Let's just do it. We'll load up with rookie flyers. I don't know. I really have a feeling that I'm going to end up going with the win now team in the single quarterback league, because I definitely am not doing that in either of the Superflex leagues. I feel like it'd just be a fun experiment. Like, I don't want to completely sell out, you know, but I definitely want to try and have that balance of primarily a win now-esque team. We'll see what happens. Chase, I'm intrigued to see how Kincaid is used by Buffalo. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be used as a pass catcher. I mean, that's why they drafted him, right? I mean, when you look at his college tape, looks like a wide receiver playing tight end. So it'll be interesting to see. But I don't think it is necessarily like the end of the world for Dawson Knox at the same time. All right, give me A-Chain here, because I'm going to need some youth with the fact that I drafted Derrick Henry. How do you feel about McAfee jumping ship to ESPN? Did he give in? He was doing good on his own. Yeah, I mean, there are like a lot of people really, really, really upset about the Pat McAfee ESPN deal. And I mean, like, Pat McAfee fans, right? I mean, like, the Pat McAfee show subreddit has been going like insane the last 48 hours. Like, people, and I mean, not just like subreddit, like Pat McAfee's Instagram, his wife's Instagram, you know, comments on his videos, his chat have been really, really, really intensely negative. I can see both sides of it. Like, I've been listening to Pat McAfee's show like since it started, and I can definitely see both sides of it. It's kind of like there's actually a lot to break down, because I do think the show overall has its value has gone down like the last year or two, but I'm always going to be like a fan of the show, and definitely appreciate what, you know, Pat McAfee's been able to do with his platform and everything, starting off as a YouTuber and obviously like retiring early and like taking a lot of crap when he came out and said like, I'm going to be a comedian / sports analyst. You know, I still am a fan of Pat McAfee, and I don't personally really mind him taking the ESPN deal, but I understand why fans are upset about it. Because obviously for quite some time now, like, there's multiple instances on record where Pat McAfee came out and said, like, I think he literally said, like, we will never be an ESPN show, like, quote for quote, like, about a year ago. So I can certainly understand why people are upset. And it, as much as they're saying it's not going to change the nature of the show, it is going to change the nature of the show. Like, I think they can still bring the same spirit of what they started over to ESPN, but yeah, like obviously, like they can't curse really. Like it's going to change things. There's going to be a corporate entity involved where before Pat himself was the corporate entity. So listen, I like I said, I understand why fans of the show are upset, but at the same time, I'm not really that personally upset about it. Like this is just like how success works. So I get it. It's complex, but like I said, the past like 2 years or so, I do think the quality of the show has gone down a little bit, and I think it changed a little bit. Like when McAfee got the FanDuel deal and everything, I don't know. There's just a different sense about the show, and honestly, as much as I hate to say it, primarily Pat McAfee alone. Like I feel like Pat has gotten way too engulfed about what other people think about him, what Twitter says about him, what people are saying about his show, and I feel like a lot of that was coming through on the show overall. So for me, like I love like it's. I don't know. Like, I am really, truly still a fan of Pat McAfee and what he's accomplished. But, like, and I don't want to say this in poor taste, but, like, when he was out, like, last week or whatever, and it was just, like, AJ Hawk and Ian Rappaport on there, like, I felt like those were really, really good episodes, So, I don't know. It's a complex situation, in my opinion. Like, I think there's a lot more to it than people are wanting to say, but at the end of the day, like I'm happy for Pat McAfee and his whole crew, and I know they're already doing very, very well. Like they never needed the FanDuel deal. They don't need the ESPN deal, but I certainly don't blame them for taking either deal. I really don't, and I think the best way to look at it is to try and put a little bit of faith in Pat McAfee and the direction that he's taking the show. But like I can see why people are upset about it. Don't get me wrong. But at the same time, I think you put like any successful YouTuber, podcast host, whatever it may be, in his shoes. I don't know. I think most people would probably be in the same boat as him. So I don't know. I'm still always going to be a fan of Pat and what he's accomplished. But, yeah, I mean, he's tied to, ESPN. He's owned by Disney now, and things will be different. But I also think one of the bigger impacts is, like, Pat McAfee not being tied to a corporate entity before really gave players an outlet to come on to an independent show and just be themselves. And now I do fear like there's going to be pushback from players. I don't know. Who they might just be they're not going to be as excited to go on the Pat McAfee show because it's now being controlled by ESPN, and it's no different than like if they went on like, Stephen A. Smith's show. The only difference is Pat McAfee's the host. You know what I mean? So I do think that could affect the show in the long run, but like I said, overall for me, I think the peak of the show was like 2020, which is, if I'm not mistaken, like they grew very significantly that year. But yeah, like around 2020 or so, and like everything leading up to the FanDuel, I felt like they was really the peak of quality. But I definitely miss like the old episodes and everything, like a little bit lower production, like before they moved to the Thunderdome and everything. So like I said, always going to be a special place in my heart for the Pat McAfee show, but it's just the nature of success, and these are the things that come with it. And I don't blame him really personally. And I just had a baby, obviously. I think that baby was already going to be taken care of. And but I certainly don't blame him for trying to position himself, his entire crew, and his family in the best way he could. And that other thing that's always been like unique is like the entire crew on the show are essentially like just his friends, you know. So I've always loved that aspect of it too. So I don't know. Maybe I'm like I said, there are people like really upset about this, and like don't get me wrong, Pat himself like on record like more than once like saying that they would not make this type of move. And so I can understand like there are people out there who feel like quote unquote betrayed and don't want to support the show anymore. And like I get it, but at the same time, it's probably a little bit more complex overall than I think most people probably realize. You know what I mean? So a lot of difficult decisions, and probably a lot of pressure on Pat and his entire crew. So it is what it is. You just have to kind of take it with a grain of salt, move on, right? If you like Pat McAfee, if you ever liked his show, I think you give it a shot, and you know, just go from there. Ooh, I am torn on this draft pick right here. Let's go Stroud. That was a tough one. Running back. I mean, gosh, I know I faded running back tonight, but geez, they are absolutely decimated. Wow. Like, there's some decent quarterback value left on the board, but I'll go with the rookie, and we'll roll the dice. Why not? Yeah, this next pick is just hard. Jeez, it's awful. I'll just take Zeke. I just need help at running back. I'll just take Zeke. Oh, God, it's disgusting. I mean, he's always done player interviews, Thomas. To some degree. It's just the names have obviously gotten bigger and bigger, especially the Aaron Rodgers saga. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Thomas, I think him having a baby affects things, but he's still going to be very active with the show. It's just, obviously, now it's secured contract, of course. Yeah, I think we voted on 6 points per passing touchdown. Yeah, you have to imagine, Vincent, that, I mean, ESPN probably gave him an outrageous deal. But I don't think the details are out there. But, I mean, also with the FanDuel thing, it was like he was on like a yearly contract, if I'm not mistaken. And I know there was like a little bit of a fallout with the direction that, because if I'm not mistaken, FanDuel is like creating their own streaming platform. And I think what I heard is they wanted him to come off YouTube. And he did not want to do that, which was a big part of the ESPN deal, because they are, you know, obviously they're allowing him to keep the platform on YouTube as well, so everyone can still watch it for free, which is something that he wanted as part of whoever he was going to move forward with. Yeah, it looks like the vote is at 6 points per passing touchdown, guys. Vincent, Zeke is going to be a fantasy impact player at some point this year. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's not a great long-term move. So I've got like 2 short-term guys in Henry and Zeke, 2 long-term guys in White and A-Chain. So hopefully that balance kind of works out. I feel like where I'm drafting from is just a weird spot where I'm having to select players against ADP, and I don't know. I feel like I'm either reaching or taking a risk on players before their ADP. You know what I mean? So it's been kind of a weird draft for me tonight. But we'll survive. I mean, right now I've got A-Chain and Mims in my flex. But that's okay. Because I've also got Zeke and Lazard on my bench. So those guys could fill in. But I'm probably going to have to start taking some chances and drafting some, I don't know, some dart throws here. I don't know. Like, I need wide receiver depth, but I just don't love the wide receivers available. Give me the Chiganator. Give me a young tight end behind Kelsey. $15 million a year at ESPN, I think, says Thomas. Yeah, I don't think he's losing too much money either. I don't think it was... I think the difference is FanDuel was like a year-to-year contract, if I'm not mistaken. And like I said, FanDuel was trying to move him in different directions he did not want to go in. So I think that had a large part to do with it. But yeah, like I said, I'm not super like torn up about it. It's nature of success, nature of business. And it just is what it is. You know, I think if you... have ever been a fan of the Pat McAfee show, you just give it a shot and see how things turn out and go from there. Oh, man. Like I said, I'm just sitting here and it's just like a weird spot at 14.4. Just give me Kenny because my running backs are a mess. I don't dislike my draft so far. I just like don't 100% love it. I'm definitely glad in a real draft we'll have like 5 more rounds. I'm actually super pumped for our draft. Like, I would be okay with this team, but there'd be a lot of work to do. Maybe not too much. Boss man, fun fact, Zeke has scored more fantasy points than Derrick Henry in his career. Wow. I believe it. So Zeke... Oh, this doesn't give me an all-time. It just gives me year by year. I'm going to look it up now. Career fantasy points. Ezekiel Elliott. Anytime I try to look up something like this, it's just never straightforward. Okay, wait. I think I found it. All right, so 1,526 for Zeke. Derrick Henry, career fantasy points. You're right. Yeah. Derrick, I mean, I believed you, but Derrick Henry had 1,438. Zeke at 1,526. What do you know? What do you know? All right, Vincent. Thinking about grabbing Blake Bell in the late rounds. Kelsey due for maybe missing a few games. I mean, Kelsey's longevity and health has been good his entire career, but I don't think it's like I don't think it's bad to take a chance on, one of those other tight ends on the team because just pretty consistently, I mean, the Chiefs do utilize the tight ends and kind of like, I don't know, wide receiver / tight end players on their team. So I'm not against it, but I wouldn't necessarily bank on Kelsey missing any time. I mean, I get what you're saying. He's probably due to miss some time, but overall, he's stayed very healthy throughout his career. I'll go Brock Purdy here. I got 3 QBs. What in the world is my team tonight? 5 running backs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 6 receivers. Oh my gosh. Probably because I have 3 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends. I don't necessarily dislike this team though. But I have 7 wide receivers. Almost all of them are startable. That is definitely a good feeling. Thoughts on Kadarius Toney if he can stay healthy? Good late round grab. I mean, 100%. Yeah, there's always going to be risk associated with Kadarius Toney, but undoubtedly worth a selection. But you just have to understand, there's going to be ups and downs if you draft Kadarius Toney. You just have to know what you're getting into when you draft him, But yeah, I mean, in terms of a late round value, just another Kansas City Chiefs offensive player to take a chance on. Where do you go tonight? At 9.8. She Rice goes at 9.5. I mean, Sky Moore at 11.6. So. I'm to go wide receiver at this last pick. I like the value of Tank Dell at 15.9. Guys, just as a heads up, I do have to get off a little bit earlier than usual tonight. So if you guys want a team review, just go ahead and post your team on Discord at the end of the draft. And we'll do some community review on Discord after the draft because I'm going to have to skedaddle a little bit quicker than usual, unfortunately. So don't hate me, especially you, Cinnabon. Kind of hoping Tyler Boyd would fall out here. I feel like he would have just been a good depth piece. Being that I've got 2 rookie receivers essentially on the bench right here. But I also knew that he was not going to. I almost took him at 16.4, but I was just worried. Felt like with Stroud, I did want that additional quarterback. So I think I know who I want to pick with this last selection, but he might not be available. I might go running back. I don't know. 6 receivers makes me queasy, though. At least I have 5 running backs. I feel good about tight ends. I feel good about quarterbacks. Running backs, I think I can live with. I mean, I just want the additional wide receiver depth. I like the wide receivers that I've taken so far. Goes A. Jones. I just need a stability piece. All right, guys, like I said, if you guys want a team review, go ahead and post your squad over on Discord, and we'll do some community review. I unfortunately have to get off a little bit sooner than usual, so I apologize. I know a couple of you guys are asking in the chat, but just take a screenshot, post up on Discord, and I'll be over there in 15 or 20 minutes. So that should wrap it up for the night. So thank you guys for sticking through the draft. I know there were some glitches towards the beginning, but I'm glad we got through that. It wasn't too bad, but maybe we'll save the mocks with trades for off-air mocks just in case moving forward. But I appreciate you guys coming out tonight. I appreciate you guys drafting with me. Like I said, please go ahead and post your teams over on Discord, and we'll take a look over there. Outside of that, thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys for talking some fantasy. And thank you very much to those of you guys who drafted with me tonight. Be sure to hit that like button on the way out. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. And thank you guys for joining tonight as well. Of course, follow us on Instagram, join our Discord. Both are free to do. Hope you guys get extra community advice as well as links to our mock drafts, all that good stuff, and the best place for me to communicate with you guys. So, guys, fantasy season is coming. It is right around the corner. It is like basically here in my mind. So, I'm getting excited. I really am. But thank you guys for another good draft. I feel like today was good, a good practice for sure. So, I'll go ahead and wrap up with that. But thank you guys for being here tonight. You guys know who you are. Cinnabon, Chase, Taylor, Vincent, Bossman, Michael, Thomas, J-Dubs, Derek, everyone else in the building. Appreciate you guys so much. I really do, man. And hit me up if you guys need anything outside of that. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And we'll do some team reviews over on Discord. So with that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here on The Catch. And